I remember Normandy. I remember those that fell. We took Cherbourg. Paid for it in blood. But even in the darkest moments, our boys were always there to bail us out. Yeah, I remember Normandy. We came as soldiers, but we fought as heroes. Company of Heroes, rated M for mature.
So, that's it. We have seen the Wii. I don't know if I'm less excited. I feel like I'm less excited now than I was before, even though I still plan to buy one, at launch, because on some level, I basically just want to play Zelda, and that's not going to go away. At the same time, I couldn't help but be disappointed by many of the things they announced today, so.
Yeah, I mean, the $250 price point is a huge, sort of disappointment factor, but in part it's because I don't really want Wii Sports. Like, if it was just $200 without Wii Sports, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm cool with that, but I don't really care to play Wii Sports.
I am weirded out by the fact that the controllers cost basically $60, $40 for the Wiimote and $20 for the nunchuck. And the fact that there's only one packed in with the system is kind of strange to me. It's a Wii with two eyes that look like the controller, but you only get one of the eyes. Why?
Well,
Why?
I mean, I see what you did there.
You like what I did there?
The thing is, like, every single commercial that you see for the Wii, you've got like all kinds of motherfuckers like, look, it's like four people always playing together, and if you're gonna play with four people, it's gonna be like $250 plus $180, $430.
I think a lot of multiplayer games might be looking at just using the single Wiimote, because if you're gonna force people to buy those, not everybody's gonna buy all the little ones, so not as many people are gonna have both.
The highest hardware price for a home console for Nintendo is $199. That's why it was so interesting that because the Japanese price is still 25,000 yen.
Yeah.
So it's been the same in Japan all along, which is like $212 here. And so for some reason the Americans got like the bonus pack with Wii Sports and another, whatever, $40 or $50 that they charge for it otherwise.
They have to prove to people why this thing is worth that kind of money. And when you look at it and the games look the same as what you can get for like, what, $99 now, that's a hard point to prove.
But you can wave your arms around, Matt, and play Mario Galaxy, and you really have
Don't ever knock Mario Galaxy.
Mario
That's
Galaxy
game
does
of the
look
year,
awesome.
And it's not even out this year.
$250 is the price of the system base, right? You put in a game in there, that's $50 more. That's already $300. Then you put another price of a Wiimote, that's $360 right there. What are you saving?
But LaRusso, not everyone's gonna need another controller because everyone's gonna buy the Wii. Everyone's gonna have it. It's gonna be like, I'll just put me on my Wiimote and come over to your house.
I must say that your me is fantastic.
All right, let's do the impossible and try and recreate a digital version of me on the Wii.
This is a terrible idea. There's no way they'll have enough facial hair. Yeah, his hair needs to get fucking crazy.
Do you have a mullet? Dude, I look like Busta Rhymes, but white. No,
I'm impressed. Can we store this on your Wii remote and go home?
I like that.
I'm impressed.
I didn't mind the pricing for the virtual console stuff. It was very like $5, $8, and $10. Like, I don't care about that.
That really bothered me, actually.
Really? Why did it bother you?
It bothered me because I feel like the prices are kind of similar to what the Xbox Live prices are, but when you buy an Xbox Live arcade game, you are getting, a game that's got added functionality, online multiplayer or leaderboards or whatever it is. Like there's some reason that, kids who have like the internet and have access to emulators shouldn't, just emulate the software instead of like repaying for it.
Each game has to justify its own price on Live, where here it's just based on the system. And for some reason, N64 games are worth $2 more than Super Nintendo, which are worth $3 more than Nintendo. That doesn't hold up for me.
I am bummed by the launch lineup. I mean, I'm not third party. Third party, it's kind of up in the air. We don't know what's going to happen. While I respect the want to have like a steady stream of games coming out beginning of next year. To me, it says like we don't have that many games, and we don't have that many games that are ready right now for the system. The game we do have is a game that was in development for our previous system.
Which they're going to force people to buy on Wii because they're not releasing it for the previous system until 3 weeks later.
Not this shit, sister. Fucking Luke Smith waiting for GameCube.
You're going to get the GameCube one?
Yeah, I'm absolutely going to get the GameCube version. Absolutely.
I can't do it. I have to say I played the Wii one today. And number one, I got a new TV recently, so I want the widescreen mode in that. But the other thing is like, I kind of like the sword combat in it. It's cool. I just played the Zelda demo. It's pretty much the exact same thing they were showing at E3. I mean, the graphics look the same weapons, same items, same everything. The main difference is that they've switched the controls around now so that you can actually use the Wii Remote to do your sword strikes with one hand, and then if you shake the nunchuck, you get to do like the spin attack. It feels natural. You know, Z trigger or whatever it is down here, walking around with the analog stick, it all makes sense. Pick up with A. The real key will be whether or not the combat feels right. It actually feels remarkably good. The E3 version looked a bit obtuse in the way that the sword system worked, and this seems correct. It's fun to swing. Makes me not want to play with a GameCube controller. Let's see if I can actually shoot these guys. The sensitivity is really high. Oh, that's a good shot. I don't know, I hope my hand gets steadier as I play more, because right now, like, it's taking a couple shots to shoot guys with, like, an arrow or whatever. But it seems to work pretty well, and the fighting definitely feels really good. I would still say that it seems like it would be easier to play with the GameCube controller. You've played more Zelda than probably anyone else that doesn't work in Nintendo Japan, right?
That is true. That is true. And it kills me because I always want to talk about it. Like, I always want to tell everyone about it.
I know you can't say anything.
It's so crazy awesome. It is. It's awesome. It's Zelda.
Right.
Yeah.
Reggie did say that Zelda was going to be so great that if we sat and played through it the entire time at the press event, we would still only scratch the surface of the game.
Technically, he was not wrong. Technically, he said if you played through the game the entire length of the press event, played through the real game, 6 hours, he's not wrong.
Do you work for Sony? This is like some semantic spin right here.
It's called accuracy. Something What Up News would have a problem with.
Ooh. As much as I like the controls in Zelda, it was disappointing that it was the E3 demo again, and the Super Mario demo was E3 demo again, you know? Like,
Mario Galaxy is awesome.
it was the same demo, was it not?
I didn't play the one at E3 because I got stuck in a booth and I was not allowed to. So it was the best highlight of this week for me, just to like see it play. I thought I was gonna like it, just like looking at the videos online. I played it, I liked it way more. I thought the controls were great. I love the way you just like spin the star thing to get yourself like twirling and jumping in the next platform. I thought it worked really, really well.
It was the same demo from E3, so I don't have video of it. Sorry, kids.
There were some third-party games that were cool, Rayman, Sonic. I thought those will hold up all right. You know? But I have yet to see anything besides Mario Galaxy that makes me really want to buy the system.
Did you enjoy the Brain Age?
I don't know. I have Brain Age on DS. I kind of felt like it's not something I would play with a Wii. Like, there was no reason to have, like, the whole remote control and then nunchuck with it. Like, you could just play with a regular controller with that. You know, there's no reason for it.
All right, Jason, let's see how smart you are.
Which guy are you gonna be?
I'm this one right here.
You're that guy?
Yeah,
I'm gonna be.
this one. Anyway,
Is this a man or a woman?
doesn't matter.
It's a woman.
Yeah, but I think you're right.
I'll be him then.
That's a woman too.
Too. And that's yes.
All right, I'm gonna be the old
Sorry,
guy
Jason.
because he's old and wise.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. Damn. I look like a little brat compared to you.
Oh.
Okay, let's do this. 2, 1. I'm going to kill you, Jason. Oh, I am dumb. Oh Lord, am I dumb. Okay, here we go. Oh my God.
This is not going well.
Jason, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to place all these items much faster than you could possibly ever do this. Let's see, I need to get rid of that one. Let's see. Oh my God, the world's upside down. Must place moon, sun. Damn, that's tricky.
Oh God.
All right, I'm counting to 11 now. 4, 10, knock out these 3s, all good. This one I've got to break all these parts out of the puzzle to make it match up. It's really tricky though. All right, now we got it. Let's see, drop that.
Just trying to help me. Need all the
Drop
help
that.
I can.
All right, now we're placing an apple here.
Oh God. Oh God. Come on.
7. All complete. Let's see. Oh, Jason, it didn't take that much longer. I think you did fine.
Whatever. I'm done. I'm done. Turn the camera off. I'm done. The Wii Sports was cool. I don't think I'd pay $50, $60 for it. I mean,
But you take it for free with your Wii?
I would take.
The spin zone. Oh, it's free with your Wii. Oh my God.
You wouldn't
The
take it for
Kool-Aid
free,
is so good. It's fucking Ecto Cooler. It's delicious.
My wow moment with Wii,
Yeah.
and obviously I've been playing it for a while, but like one of the huge moments for me, like, you know, over the last while was like that first time I had the Wii remote and I was playing bowling and I was like, wait, hold on. So I bring my hand back and the dude on the screen brings his hand back and then I release it exactly like you do in real life.
Right.
And you know, and as soon as I did it, the ball, you know, hit the floor with a clunk and just zoomed right to the, you know, to the gutter. And I was like, that's pretty much just like bowling.
real bowling,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I do in real bowling.
I like the bowling for some reason. I mean, like when I was in high school, I used to go bowling a lot. I thought it was. I felt like I was bowling, you know.
Wii. Fuck it, dude. Let's go bowling.
Okay, so I hold it down, then I pull back. Yep. So just think of it just like you're really bowling. Like, okay, now I want to start, and then just let all in one motion. Yep. I went left. The ball went left. The best piece of advice I can give you is stop thinking of it like a video game. Think about it like left. The ball went left.
So what Matt's trying to tell us right now is that the Wii controller just doesn't work that well. And it doesn't.
His Wii curves to the left.
Shit, that's it. No more Wii jokes.
I couldn't help myself on that one. See, once again to the left.
Actually, you know, that's what happens in real bowling as well, to be honest, because most people's hands tend towards the inside. So yeah, I mean, the fact that Matt can't keep his ball bowling straight just makes sense to me.
In this corner, we got Jason Bertrand, and on this corner, we got Michael Low Blow Donahoe.
You're going down.
Bring it, punk.
Do this.
You're gonna get Wii in your face.
I'll give you a face full of plastic.
He's going down. Got him on the ropes. Come on, come on.
Oh! Yeah! I liked Rayman.
That's cool.
I had a good time playing that game, you know. I felt like it's like pretty interactive with like the nunchuck, and I had fun squirting the rabbits in the mouth with juice, you know. What can I say? Pump the juice and hit the bunnies. Got it. All right, sounds simple enough.
Okay, just take
Yeah.
your time. Go easy because you got to last for a while.
All right.
Nice and slow.
That's what she
Build
said.
Up. Build it up.
It's getting a little
Jason's getting tired.
Oh God. Oh. Well,
That's good.
I'm better pumping than throwing a cow, I guess. You know.
I don't know. As far as Wii software goes,
You'll be playing your GameCube, right?
well, you know, I'm excited for Twilight Princess because I mean it's going to be a good piece of software. But as far as like actual Wii software goes, I'm not there yet. There's a whole like series of games that I would like to see made, like adventure, like we've talked about a ton, like adventure games where it's like, you know, almost like Grim Fandango type. Like I don't want to see like, hey, it's the Wii controller, it's a tennis racket, it's a gun, it's. I played WarioWare, that was okay, but it was like okay for, you know, the 35 seconds that the demo ran. I'd be willing to Trauma Center if it was going to be like $30, but I mean, and it's like super too challenging on the DS right now, but it's not to the point where I'm willing to pay $50 for it. So I could just be really fucking cheap. Like that could really be all it is.
After the price drop?
Definitely. I'll be in. I'll have it by Super Smash Bros. Brawl probably, or Super Mario Galaxy, in that area.
I can't wait to see Smash Brothers on the Wii, which is, you know, far off as well. But
What makes you excited about it?
about Smash Brothers?
Yeah. What do you know about it?
That is another Smash Brothers. I love Smash Brothers. That's it, you know? What I played today was still enough for me to get it. Like, I want to play Trauma Center. I want to play Zelda. I want to play, you know, Wii Sports. I want to. Those are three that are awesome and justify the $250 for me at least.
You're up to $350 right there, and you've got a lady friend who's going to want to play with you, so you might as well put yourself at $410. Is that worth it?
Think about the DS, right? At first, I also wasn't a big fan of the DS. Like for the first 6, 7, maybe even 8 months when it came out, I was just like, you know, it's fat, it's ugly, it's useless. Like it's gonna be something that's obsolete in, you know, a year or two. But down the road, there were games that came out that made me want to buy the system. I have faith in Nintendo still, even a little bit of faith that down the road, even if I just bank on these games now, that there'll be games down the road that will still make it worth it for me to have bought the system, you
Why
know?
don't you just buy it down the road?
That's what I was going to say. Don't you think it's a better strategy as far as like supporting Nintendo and their ventures to say, you know what, right now I don't believe in what you're doing, so I'm not buying your system now. When you do something that I believe in and that I'm willing to adopt for, and when you make me believe in 6 months or a year, that's when I'm going to buy your system. I think that that's a better message to send to these companies than like, it's out, I need it.
I want to play Twilight Princess, you know, a month ahead of time.
Microsoft has a chance now to capitalize in a big way. If they drop it all, it's just dire straits. There's blood in the water, and they should be fucking circling and being like, man, whose legs am I going to bite off next? Because they have a chance to.
They really do.
Who would have thought that when you heard $400 for 360 initially?
Exactly. So, I mean, a year from now, this conversation is going to be completely different. Because the market's going to be completely different. We'll have seen price drops from, I would guess, 2 of the 3 companies will have announced, with the third one probably announcing it in October of next year. Nintendo's big success early, I think, is going to be Japan. I think that the Wii, because on the strength of the DS, the Wii is just going to destroy in Japan. And Sony, in shipping 100,000 units of the PS3 to Japan, is sort of just putting up the white flag and being like, we'll be in America trying to combat the 360. We'll be back for you next year when we have games that you want to play. Go Nintendo. The real battleground, despite the fact that there's so much developmental power in Japan still, the real battleground's turning into America, which is, this might be the first generation that we've seen that. And I have to wonder if it's an effort to compete with Microsoft, who is sort of playing off like as though they appeal very much to a Western audience.
Never before in the annals of human conflict have such forces been arrayed under a single banner. Our banner, the banner of unconditional surrender. Our goal is no less than to drive our way across Europe, liberating all in our path. We enter a world of darkness, a world consumed by the dark visions of a madman. We enter this world bearing the promise of a new dawn and the tearing down of night. We will bring an end to the days of terror, an end to the weapons of vengeance, an end to tyranny.
What's new in God of War 2? So damn cheesy. That's so bad.
Yeah, we were down in Santa Monica last week. We got to play. I got to play a lot of the new game. We saw some new environments. Like a lot of it, what I was playing through was just like there's this whole like big mountainous structure that you're climbing up from the side of. It's not really like, you know, fast-paced or exciting, but it adds a lot more adventure that we haven't seen necessarily in the E3 demo.
Right.
E3 demo was mostly just action tutorial kind of stuff, kind of showing you how to play the game. And it's showing the sense of scale. Like you climb up this big wall, you get to these minotaurs, you fight against a bunch of these new enemies. A lot of them have kind of been redesigned to have like a slightly different look. Like the Minotaur, as Corey describes it, he's let himself go. He's got a gut now. He's kind of fat. Actually, one of the cool things though is, I don't know how far in, but like maybe an hour or so into the game, you get this thing called the Amulet of Fates, which is kind of time control power. It's not really like Prince of Persia or Bullet Time or anything like that, but it's kind of inherits the same
bullet blades
ideas. Yeah.
You'll have characters that are actually trying to use it against you, and then characters you're going to be able to use it against. And there'll be various areas around the world that you'll be able to actually activate this.
The whole story with the Sisters of Fate, you'll see statues of them on the screen at certain times in the game, and that's when you can use the power. Like, we came across one scene where there's these like tree stumps kind of, but they grow if you stand on a platform, but if you walk off the platform, they retract. So instead of like, you know, in another game where you get something to set it on the platform, you just have to have them grow, stop time, and then they'll stay out there and you can run off before the time runs out.
Plays into everything from platforming to the puzzles and into combat. And it's all your combat's fully accessible within that.
You can use it in combat. I mean, it's designed for puzzles, but since the enemies are frozen anyway, if you just go up and whack them a few times, they'll react like, you know, they'll move like an inch and just kind of like to show that you're hitting them.
It's like buffering all of your reactions kind of thing. It's like, you hit him all the time. There's this cool move in the X-Men game from a long time ago where a Nightcrawler would grab you, take you in another world, and then hit you a bunch of times, and then you come back to the regular world and sit there and just react like 20 times. It's awesome.
Yeah. They twitch and they react and they take every hit that they were supposed to take when the time was frozen. So it's kind of a nice little side effect.
That's one of the relics too, and there are going to be a lot of other ones that they haven't announced yet. We talked with Corey today, and he said that that there would be like a number of them. In fact, he was just, I think on his blog he recently said he just came up with the last backstory on how you get one of the relics. So yeah, there will be a number of that type of object that you can collect throughout the game.
We got the fight against the Barbarian King,
Right.
which there's been a few screenshots of.
And he showed up in the first game too for a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
he was like in a cutscene in the first game, and now you actually get to fight him. You make it to a certain point of the game, and then there's this horse, which is like the Barbarian King's horse, who drags you through like this swampy area to where the Barbarian King is. And during where you're being dragged, it's like kind of controllable. It's like a mini game where you have to hit buttons to like dodge the walls,
Right.
and like it's a new kind of like interactive cutscene, which they haven't really had too much of before. He does get souls. Like when you fight the Barbarian King, he starts just like a little bit taller than you.
Right.
But then after you kill some of the like drones around him, their souls go into him, and he
Okay.
grows to not really Ares height in the first game, but definitely taller
Big.
than you. Yeah. And then you hit him a bunch of times, and then he kind of goes down back into the small size. You get new weapons by taking them from bosses.
Okay.
When you beat the Barbarian King, you get this big mallet that you can swing around, and more so than the other alternate weapon in the first game, it actually feels a lot different. It's kind of like you're controlling like a brute or like a bigger character in a beat 'em up. It's a lot slower. You kind of spin it around a lot. So
How big is it? Like the size of Kratos?
kind of. It's like wider but a little shorter, I guess. So yeah, it's pretty big.
Cool. Corey mentioned that Kratos is gonna start to discover that, like in the first game, how he's like mad at the gods and he thinks that they've like done all these bad things to him. But he said that in the second game that he's gonna start to realize that the gods are just kind of the tip of the iceberg, and that there are like people even above and beyond that. So
Setting up a boss for the third game.
setting up a
presumably.
boss for the third game. Exactly.
Yeah, like I was asking him, is there one new feature that like has yet to come along and be announced? Like, is there multiplayer? Or is there like another playable character or something like on
Right.
that scale? And in their words, there's not just one thing. There's like a few things. So we'll see if they're all on that scale. But there's definitely more stuff to come.
Yeah, he was bursting at the seams with all the stuff that he couldn't talk about yet.
Yeah.